Welcome, Fedi Friends, to episode 73 of Fireside Fedi. Wow, the time goes crazy. I'm Ozoned. I'm sure if you're watching this, you might have seen me before. And if not, hi, I'm Ozoned. With me today
Mhm.
is Hannah Aubry, the Mastodon Community Director, Fedi Forum Advisory Board, Open Source Developer Advocate, and a Mastodon contributor. Oh yeah, and also the human side of she's certified goof, loves birds, importantly earnest, and she Hannah, welcome so much to Fireside Fedi. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here about 6 months into my tenure as community director.
Is that all it's been?
Yep. Time flies when you're having fun.
And worrying constantly day to day?
Yes, a little bit
Yeah,
that
a
too.
little, yeah. No, that's someone, I think it was on the Daily Show or something. They're like, January's over, and it was like, oh my God, that was only in January?
Well, and we're dang near halfway through February too, so.
But welcome. So happy to have you. 6 months. Oh my God. Okay. So we're going to
It's
have
actually
to,
been more like 5 too.
5 months. So we're going to have to talk about that eventually. But as usual, before we get into all of that, how did you get to where you're at today?
Oh boy, it has been a fun and winding road to find myself here at Mastodon as its community director. So, growing up, pretty much up until halfway through college, I wanted to be an actor. I played Jack's mom in Jack and the Beanstalk in elementary school, and they pretty much had to drag me off of the stage because I started extemporizing this whole monologue that was definitely not in the script. And they were like, "Get off the stage!" And I was like, "Why didn't you cast me as Jack? Why wasn't this a gender blind Jack and the Beanstalk?"
Oh, good.
and, and so that passion stayed with me up until college, which I went to Northwestern University for theater. Was positive I was going to leave and pursue a professional acting career, but about halfway through, I had picked up a taste for activism and realized that I really wanted whatever I did with my life to have a positive impact on the world, or at
Yeah.
least some people, at least a few people, make their lives a little better, make them happier.
Yeah.
And I realized that actors do that, of course, but I was mostly in the theater. And when
Yeah.
you do a socioeconomically minded play, anyone who's willing to pay the ticket price, which can be
Yeah.
high, they
Yeah.
probably already agree with you.
Yes, they're already in the cult. Like you're
Right.
preaching to the choir, right? Like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah. Yeah.
literally. So very self-selecting.
Did let me ask you a question though from there, because Andy Piper has fully convinced me of something similar. Did Andy happen to get to you and was like, "Hey, right now you're only having the play for the people that are in the play?" Because I could see Andy totally doing that. And he has made me like spread out too.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. I have to talk about that. We haven't had that conversation yet.
Okay.
But now we're going to.
We can no, we can wait. If you want to go back to the other one, I'll write it down so we come back to it.
Come back. Yeah, well, so after that, I started working a research group called Sonic, which stands for Science of Networks and Communities. And it is a kind of interdisciplinary field that combines graph theory with social sciences, with computer science as well. And so the idea is to look at how social networks form, how communities form, what makes them effective, how teams form, what makes them effective, what makes people want to be part of them, what makes people stay. Um, and through
Oh.
that, I started to develop, and also for my own personal love, had spent a lot of my childhood and young adulthood on forums,
Yeah.
PhD forums back in the day, and then social networks. I snuck on to Facebook before I was technically supposed to be, when it was still just for college kids. I had a friend help me get on. when I was in middle school.
How dare you? Oh my God.
Oh, but I wanted to be where the
But
people are.
and now anyone can get on it, and it's less of a safe place. It's because of folks like you, Hannah. That's why.
Oh
It's
my
all Hannah's fault.
Oh my gosh. Well, we can talk about the Sarah Wynne Williams book, Careless
I
People.
can't. Oh my, I don't even think I got through half of that. I read a quarter of it and I had to put it down because it not only reinforced what I already knew, but they went to even greater lengths of how awful I realized someone could be. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
God, there was that one, I don't know if you got to it, if you didn't read the whole thing, but there's this one sequence where she's talking about a moment with Mark Zuckerberg, and they're somewhere, I want to say it's Indonesia, but I'm not sure that's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he's watching this political leader he's traveling with
Yep.
walk in the crowd, and he's like, how do I get people to adore me like that? Make that happen.
I stopped following shortly after that, after the Japanese trip, which I think was right after that one.
Yeah, it was just it you know what, and actually a theory or a sort of perhaps truism from social network science from a particular field or area of that line of inquiry shows exactly why it's so wrong of him, right? There's a concept in multi-team system where the leader or perhaps the superordinate team in this multi-team system needs to put themselves second often or have sort of a level of humility to be a good leader of this kind of group, right? I'm doing not a great job of explaining it, but basically, you know, it's important for leaders to put the common good or the common goal first. And it's just such a like perfect example of him being so self-absorbed. So
yeah. We could keep going on this, but anyway, back to Hannah. Yeah, because that book, if you haven't seen it, folks, I think I actually I donated mine to a local library as kind of a little stick it to the man kind of thing, especially since they blocked it from being sold. So go read that if you want to know. A horror. It's really a horror.
It really is a horror book. And if anyone wants my copy, I've got it sitting right here. And I'm happy to, and it even matches my outfit.
It does.
Happy to send.
So you snuck onto Facebook as a middle schooler.
Yeah, I did.
That makes you feel old.
Yeah. So then let's see, that led me in part to this passion as well. So I was working in this laboratory studying social networks and thinking about, okay, what am I going to do once I finish my master's degree? And thought, well, how about I try and apply these learnings from working in this research group in real life? So I went into PR, mainly social media management, although I did a little bit of media relations with bloggers as well. And while I was there, I worked on a client, a blowtorch manufacturer. And so I later found out I actually got this job. It's called Burnsomatic, the leading manufacturer of handheld flame tools. And so I found out later I got this job because in my special interest section on my resume, I had included basic woodworking. And they wanted someone to come and help do tutorials and be able to use these handheld flame tools to demonstrate how blowtorches could be used in ways that are not plumbing or some cooking, some recipes, right?
Okay.
And so I got to like buy wooden products and add flame patinas to them and try out all of these different, art projects or recipes at home. I have so many blowtorches. I own way more blowtorches. I have any right to.
Have you started a YouTube channel on like reviewing? Or sorry, no, you don't start a YouTube channel. You start a PeerTube channel, obviously, reviewing all of the. How many do you have? Like 100?
No. I think I have like 4 or 5.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Different.
That's
Yeah, so
that's a Saturday dad taking his kids to Lowe's and being like, you know what, I deserve something nice. Let me get a new blowtorch. I don't have a single one, by the way, but
but so I live in an apartment. There's not that many. I don't have anywhere to use these blowtorches. They're just sitting there, except like the craft ones, right? My favorite is I think it's the JT 1850 or the JT 850, which is the lawn and garden torch. And it looks like, I used to call it like the Big Daddy cane torch, because it does. It looks like a cane. It's
yeah.
very long and curves like this. And the idea is you can use it to weed between pavers.
Oh,
And
okay.
so this is actually this this torch, in a sort of roundabout way, is one of the first things that made me realize that social media marketing and social platforms have a sort of toxicity to them,
Yeah.
and that are designed to sort of exploit people. And I'll explain that. So, something I encountered a lot in this work was, I had to do media monitoring, which is
Ugh.
basically looking and finding anytime the brand name was mentioned, and recording those and preparing reports to send to the client. And you're already making a face, so I think you know where this is going. People do some really horrible things
So
to each other.
everyone is told you never go down to the comment section. It was actually in a movie, Wreck-It Ralph, what is it? Breaks the Internet, and your job was to go into the comment section. Did you like have to cover like take antibiotics first? Did you have a bulletproof vest? Like, how do you
Yeah.
prepare? And this part, not joking, there is a lot of mental health damage that can be done by constantly taking in negativity like that. How did you prepare yourself? And like, you had to come home after days and just be like, I hate it. This is awful.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's anything that can prepare you for some of the things you see doing this kind of work. Because people can just do such horrible things to each other, and there's really nothing besides like reaching out to your loved ones and seeing a therapist, which I did do during that time.
Yeah.
The GT 850 torch was not one of those horrible things that people can do to each other, but I encountered a news article where a gentleman had used this torch
Oh,
to weed
okay.
along the base of his wooden home. It was a 120-year-old wooden home, and he was using this torch to weed along the baseboard of it. And wood plus flame equals fire.
What?
So, unsurprisingly, his house burned down.
Oh, that poor man.
Meanwhile, this Burns-O-Matic, I regret mentioning the name, but they had a sort of desire to make the blowtorch as ubiquitous as the hammer, right? They said every American home should have a blowtorch. Meanwhile, this
Yeah.
gentleman just burned his home down because of this torch, because of using it in a
Did
way that
Like, what are the optics in those boardrooms? Like, yeah, we're facing this blowback, but let's just dive right in. Like,
it's
wow.
yeah, it's a misaligned incentive, right? Most companies have a growth at any cost goal, and
You could tell
maybe there are
Hannah's been
things that
in
should not.
you could tell Hannah's been in corporate America. Misaligned, what is it? Misaligned incentive. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I'm all about the aligned incentives, and this was not one, right? And
Right.
and this is more on the PR side, right? But this fact of this company wanting everyone to have a blowtorch, and maybe everyone shouldn't have a blowtorch, let alone this gentleman. But to your point, they can be used as weapons. They can be
Yeah.
used as props in certain types of illegal kink videos, which I was exposed to in doing this work.
Oh my God.
And I have never had such a visceral reaction, or actually had to. The day that last thing I mentioned, the day I saw that I had to leave work early and go home. And, I just put
Oof.
on like the most popcorn fluff rom-com I could find and tried to,
Bleach your
bleach my
brain.
eyes. Exactly.
Yeah.
And, and I called my mom. It's like, I can't believe what I just saw. And still
Wow.
to this day, when I think about it, even now, I'm getting goosebumps and emotional because it's just, it's horrible. But again, this misaligned incentive
Yeah.
of this organization. And then after working in this sort of PR side, I moved over to the social side, and nothing quite as mentally damaging as that. But I saw how certain agencies and certain brands try to manipulate people to
Mm-hmm.
do things that aren't necessarily good for them or that will actively harm them. And seeing this is what has made me want to work at Mastodon. What made me come here, right, is having this firsthand view of how people are treated as numbers, or as people are treated as products by these companies and by these
Yeah.
platforms. There's a bit more in between, but that's the
I'm just taking that in. That once again, I'm always like, I have these preconceived notions of how the show's gonna go, and then people
Yeah.
like take. I was like, this is what I asked for, though. This is like that's important to know. A lot of people, and I've talked to Jazz from IFTOS, right? Like, there are people paid to do this every day and see far worse shit, and they need to be protected as well. And if the real crappy thing is a lot of people need these jobs, right? Like no one wants to work at McDonald's, but I'm young. I have no experience. I have to go work at McDonald's. It's a terrible, shitty situation. Or, I have to go look up Facebook moderation things for CSAM or something like that. And Mark Zuckerberg is there worried about how people pay attention to him. Of course. But back to Hannah. So you've only recently got into working with Mastodon. How did you go about that?
Yeah. So I've just started having a full-time position with Mastodon, but I've been involved in various capacities for a few years now. So back when I was working at a company called Fastly, I ran a program called Fast Forward.
I know Fastly.
And for those who aren't familiar, Fastly is a content delivery network or an edge cloud platform. They do have other products besides the CDN, but basically they're a layer that sits between a host server and an end user and caches content to make it faster, to make the content load faster. And also there's security benefits inherent with having this sort of protective layer between your host and your user. And so the Fast Forward program was Fastly's commitment to the free and open internet by way of code contributions. There was a customer policy. It says they don't do business with those who don't reflect their values. There's also significant contributions to open protocols. And then finally, my favorite part was through free services to open source projects. And that's how I got involved with Mastodon. After the Twitter sale back in 2022, of course, there was a huge influx of new users, which caused quite a load on Mastodon servers.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there was also significant attention in the form of DDoS attacks.
Yes.
And so
yeah.
when we saw this start to happen, I was working with Neil Dash at the time. He and I started reaching out to Eugen and to various people around the project to say, hey, we have this product. It can help you not only with the sign up load, but also with the DDoS load. And, I think the team was getting so much inbound that they didn't respond. And, of course, also as corporation trying to come give free services, there's also a bit of like, okay, well, what's the what do you want for this? And all Fast wanted was like, give us a shout time and again and demonstrate the efficacy of our services.
Yeah.
But, anyways, they didn't really respond at first. And then finally, they put Fastly in front of just the joinmastodon.org website, and then got hit with the single largest DDoS attack I personally ever saw in my time. And, I wasn't like in the reports all the time. So I'm sure there were much larger ones, but like when you look at this graph, internet traffic is very spiky by nature.
Yeah.
And this DDoS attack was so large that the typical traffic line was straight. And unsurprisingly, that instantaneous massive load on the servers took everything down but join mastodon.org. And so after that, Eugen and Renault added Fastly in front of the Mastodon Social and Mastodon Online servers as well.
And that's one of the things, like I've said before, people, as a sysadmin, the way that we have the Fediverse, you could DDoS one server. You don't take down the Fediverse. There's no way to do that. It's like saying I'm taking down the internet. You literally can't do it. So while that sucks, especially for the people at Mastodon trying to figure out what to do about it, like the message still gets out. You can't silence us.
Exactly. That's the resilience
great.
of the network. It's a resilient system in that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's funny too, because Federation is almost DDoS by design, or like the nature of the request is almost
it. Yeah, I've done it to myself.
Yeah. So it's and I think that's something, well, talk to Renault about what we can do about that. That's well outside of my area of expertise, but the way the program was structured, it was like a donation of free services, but it was also like, we want to be a partner to you in more ways. So how can we help promote each other? So we developed a really close relationship. And in fact, while I was at Fastly, I managed fastly.social. We started a sort of experimental instance. And I could not have done that without Renault's help. So he and I would be, in Discord going back and forth, and he was helping me get it all set up and perfected and everything. And so Renault and I grew very close through that. So when they decided to start an outreach team, they asked me to join. I did. From there, they asked me to join the 501c3 board, which I did. And then when they started to look at, well, maybe we want to bring a community director on board, I said, please. And here we are.
Wow. Well, okay, so you started out as an actor. As a kid, you wanted to be an actor. How did you, do you consider yourself to be technical?
I've learned a lot since joining. Let's see, I've been working in tech now for almost 10 years. So I've learned a lot. I can spin up a website. I can bash, maybe not with the best of them, but I bash.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish I could do better. I wish I was a better coder. And I wish I was more technical, and I'm always trying to learn, but it's not where my true passion lies. I'm a storyteller. I'm a people person.
But
people.
Tommy just said, don't we have activity pub actors? But no, that's the thing. I am the same way. I wish, I am very technical. I have never been able to get into coding, and I always wish I could do more. However, if I did, I wouldn't be me. I might not even be here. Hannah, you're uniquely positioned to be in the spot you're at, and it needs all kinds. And I am grateful that you exist. I'm grateful that a role like community director of Mastodon exists. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
So wow. Okay. So you're working with Mastodon, then they ask you to be on the board, then they open up this community director. That's a lot. One of those is a lot. What did you go through your mind when they're like, hey, do you want to be on the board? And you're like, what?
Yeah. Are you sure? Was the first thing. Right? Is there anyone else you want to ask first? But really, just pure excitement, because this is the Mastodon sits and the Fediverse sits at the nexus of so many interests and passions and lines of inquiry throughout my career, right? The social media
Yeah.
manager aspect of it. I briefly mentioned this, but the nature of federation
Hmm.
perfectly mirrors, to my mind, this multi-team system format that I described, briefly mentioned earlier. And to really quickly explain, a multi-team system is basically sort of a loose affiliation of different teams working toward disparate goals that ultimately ladder up to a common goal, a common good, right? And so I gave a talk on this at FOSDEM a couple of years ago, but basically it's the idea of or a good example of this is first responders, right? So in a disaster situation, you have firefighters on the ground, you have
Yeah.
in the US FEMA on the ground, you have all of these organizations that are doing different things, putting out fires. Search and rescue is trying to find people, and they're all doing different things, but ultimately they need to work together in order to recover from the disaster.
Hmm.
And to my mind, that is exactly like the Fediverse, right? We're a bunch of different
Yes.
servers, products,
Yeah.
communities, organizations working on different areas of this. But ultimately, we're working on building the Fediverse, building the social web.
Hmm.
And so I think there's so many, and I'm totally rabbit holed on this, but obviously, so there's
No.
this element like the multi-team system, the social media management aspect, the open source aspect, the creativity of it, because Mastodon, not only in its brand expression, but in terms of the network and the people on it, there's so much creativity, so many artists,
Yep.
photographers. Coding is an art form. Coding is creative. Fight me.
Yeah.
Um, so like software development and engineering, the list goes on. Environmentalists, so many creative, thoughtful people. And so it's literally a dream come true. When they asked me to be on the board, when the role came up, I was like, yes, this is my dream job. I probably shouldn't hit my career high watermark this early, but all right, here we go. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next
It's all
several.
downhill from here, Hannah.
I think so.
Congratulations. You did your job. Go ahead and retire. We're all free. See you later.
Oh, the way I live in the US, that's, I don't know. And I'm a millennial. I'm never retiring.
Right? No, so Hannah and I actually don't live far from each other. By the way, perfect point to say, we will be having a Raleigh meetup at Sir Walter Coffee in downtown on February 28th. That's only 17 days away if anyone's interested in coming to meet us. Um, but I told other people the same thing. Like, I have no expectation to retire. And so many folks are like, well, don't you have a 401k? Don't you ever? I have retirement, yes. And I still don't expect to be able to retire. I I
No.
I, I am hopeful I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, and I have no good way to segue into this, but I want to talk about this. Before the stream started, we were admiring each other's backgrounds. And for those that can't see, Hannah has this beautiful bookshelf with the mastodon elephants in one corner and just books, massive amount of books. And that is obviously very important to you. Oh, there's more. It goes more to the other way too.
That way too, yeah.
So how many books do you have?
Ooh. Uh, oh gosh, don't make me do math. I don't do math. The
Okay,
calculators do that.
better question. How are they organized?
So,
Dewey
great
Decimal?
question. I've always wanted to implement some sort of Dewey Decimal or real system. So another little thing about me is I've moved often. And so for work or just for personal reasons, I bounce
Mm-hmm.
around a lot between cities too. I went Chicago, New York, Raleigh area.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit silly in how often I've moved. So I used to organize them by topic. So like a sort of
Okay.
like hijacked Dewey, unofficial Dewey Decimal system. But when I moved into this place a few months back, it's like that. No, so they're just thrown on in any
Okay.
order. This time, usually I have done by topic. However, I actually kind of like this way better because by virtue of not organizing them, the balance in terms of color and
Oh yeah.
size is really nice. And in the past, when I've organized them by topic, like all of the short, thin books are over here and the big tomes are over here, and it's very unbalanced. So aesthetically, I like this. Organizationally, it hurts my soul.
No, you have it. You need to flip the script. You need to change your perception. It is ordered by Hannah. That's the there's no Dewey Decimal there. There's Hannah Aubry ordering format. I think it looks great. I agree. I think it is very noticeable. It's eye-catching, all the different colors everywhere. And for some reason with books it works though, right? Because you have tall, short, like all over the place. It doesn't look haphazard. You have one of those. Okay, so what are those things called? It's like a book gnome or something, right?
A book nook, yeah.
A book
So
nook.
this one, it's a kit that I got to put together. My sister gave it to me, and it's got the little light there. I also have a Lego book nook over here, which is not on screen right now.
No, we can't see. There's a Lego book nook?
Here,
I don't have enough books for this. I love Lego. Oh, that's cute.
Wasn't that so cute?
I like Lego. Yeah.
I love Lego. I'm working on there's a Balrog Lego book nook.
Oh, yeah.
I received as a gift, so that is my current build. Oops.
I put mine up top, like up above my room, and somehow kids still find ways to like throw a ball up there, and I'm just like,
of course.
They're very sorry, and I'm just like, it is a toy. I can't really like whatever. I have more things like Saturn V. Like I'm more like NASA signed. That one took me a week to do. That one was awesome.
Saturn How big is that one?
Big. Like
nice.
I can't even put my hands on screen. Here.
Yeah. I want to do ones that big, but I don't have anywhere to put them. I don't know where I would put them. Where do you store your really big kits?
I unfortunately have a really big house.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I'll have to have you come over sometime since again. Oh, didn't we talk about we gotta do one of these in person?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I had asked about Andy Piper, and then you were just laughing. And for those that don't know Andy Piper, and I don't even know what Andy Piper's technical, you'll have to tell me.
His role?
Yeah, what is his role?
Head of communications.
Head of communications. He's a fabulous, wonderful human being. So what are your real thoughts, on Andy? Let's get into the dirt. Andy, one time, he didn't say hi to me in the elevator or something like that.
No, it's been wonderful working with Andy. If you saw the FOSDEM talk we gave together,
we haven't.
We gave a FOSDEM talk together where we talked a little bit about what's coming up with community. And since I started in September, which was a few months before I was able to tell anyone I had started at Mastodon, but Andy and I were joking, like we're the comms unity team, and we just say comm, and comm is community and communications. So we're working together very closely.
Okay. Oh, play on words.
Yeah.
What do you know what room it was in? Because unfortunately, FOSDEM sorts these by room, and I have no idea where.
It was the social web room, and if you
the social web was 2215, I think. Or
oh yeah, let me.
Oh, it's the herd one.
Tending the herd.
Tending the herd. Oh, okay. I have that queued up. So what I've been doing is I've actually been live streaming, watching them, and kind of talking about them. And going over them. And I saw Tending the Herd, and I assumed it was the GNU Linux herd kernel thing. Not the GNU herd. Sorry, I apologize. Don't flame me. It is not Linux. It is GNU herd. That's what I thought it was. I had no idea. I haven't gotten there to watch it. I will watch that, though. And I'll do it as a live stream and react to it live and point out. all the things that Hannah and Andy got wrong.
Yeah, no, so I left over from my acting days is whenever I give a talk, I go back and watch the recording, and I hate it.
Don't do that. Yeah. I don't watch any of my stuff.
Yeah, but I do because I want to keep improving. Public
What?
speaking is a skill, and a skill is a skill and a muscle. You use it or lose it. And so I went back and watched this Tending the Herd one, and I noticed I was like clicking my tongue a lot.
Yeah.
So sorry in advance for all the tongue clicking.
But those are the little things you don't notice in the moment, right? Like there was, and it's out there, so I'm just going to say it. Like there was one time I remember, like I had to go to the bathroom so bad during an interview, and I'm like, no one will notice. And I watched that video back, and I'm just going,
Right.
and I was like, oh my God, I can't.
When I watch this back, I'm going to realize how much I'm swinging my chair around. So sit still.
Yeah. No, we won't tell you. There's way worse that we see right now. It's just
Yeah, that tracks.
all those, all those dead bodies in the background. We see those, Hannah. Oh
Oh, I
no.
thought I covered them up. It's my. Did you notice this piece?
Oh,
This
there's a
art.
TIE
My
fighter?
bookshelf? Oh, the TIE fighter, but also this is if you've seen the movie The Witch.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's a great movie about a family in Puritan times in the US, and it's sort of a horror, but it's like a slow burn type of horror, not that many jumps.
So is the current state of the US. So,
right. Yes.
See, people are like, you should watch Bridesmaid Tale. And they're like, bitch, I'm living it. Like, I don't, we're seeing, like, I don't know. I don't want to. Sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah. So gosh.
But
yeah. So this is where I keep my live deliciously. This is a quote from this movie, The Witch. And
is it 2015 or 2016? I see two different options here.
Oh, I think it's spelled VV.
Oh, VV. Oh, okay. Cinerate got it right. Did just make it.
It was one of Anya, I think it was Anya, one of her breakout roles.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the dead bodies, I meant all of the trees that Hannah's killed.
Okay, here's a secret. Only one of these plants is real. Can you guess which one?
I'm going to guess the one in the middle that's put. Oh, there's a lot of plants up there. Wait.
Which one's real?
I don't know. The funny thing is, it's like you're not getting one over on me because even if I was there, I'd still have no clue. I don't. Which one's real?
It's the bamboo.
Okay. Bamboo. I kind of guessed, but I'm like, I was kind of thinking the bamboo one. I'm like, no, it's not that one because it's really easy to do a fake one like that. But bamboo's already really hardy, so. I mean.
And that's why I travel a fair amount.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So I would break my heart to kill a plant. So I only.
I'm the same way. My wife got fish. We got a 50-gallon fish tank, and she got fish, and I'm like, it's yours. I can't take the responsibility of another living thing. And we had a die off when we got fish from a certain place, and all the fish died. And my wife is like crying, and she's calling the vet, and they're like, it's fish. She comes to me, and I'm like, she's like, what, am I overreacting? I was like, as far as I'm concerned, it's lives that are dependent on us, so I feel responsible too. It's fish, though, I guess. Plants would be the same way. Like, take care of your stuff, man. I don't know.
Yeah, they're still a living thing.
Yeah.
They're responsible for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a plant.
Yeah. Although, yeah, the bamboo is hardy enough, so I can neglect it just a tiny bit.
It hears you now. It's going to die tomorrow now and be like, I'm done. Just jumps off the bookshelf.
Yeah. I'll give it a little sugar water, make up for it.
Uh-oh, I'm dropping some packets. Hopefully everyone can still see me fine. I just got new internet. It's been a bit bumpy, but we'll see if it helps. Let's see. Yeah, so you've only been there for 5 months. You studied social networks, like, and again, that's one of the things that I love about the Fediverse is we have so many people that have such an incredible range and experience with these social networks, social media. Let's just say social media, because ours is a social network. I consider the Fediverse a social network. There's social media, and everyone is willingly coming together and be like, "Hey, I have this experience. Let's do this together." And everyone just seems to be very open about it, and everyone's kind of doing their piece, and it's incredible. What what does your life look like on a day-to-day basis? Because I while a community director, while the title exists, we're kind of blazing a new trail here. So I can't imagine that your day to day really looks like anything that we've seen before, or if it does, it can still change up.
Yeah. It's gosh, well, no 2 days look the same.
Yeah.
Um, Certainly, a lot of our work right now is well, I mean, for the first few months, I couldn't tell anyone I worked here, right? Because we hadn't announced the leadership transition, and Eugen hadn't shared that he would be stepping. Well, I suppose he had shared that he would be stepping down, but we hadn't, been able to share who our new executive director would be, Felix Slatke. So the first couple of months were very internally focused.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've also been working very closely with folks on our team and with our board to start working on our governance model. Um, Sort of working on a document that sort of will become bylaws for the new nonprofit, will become a governance model for the project. Some of it even includes internal, to Mastodon, the organization policies. And so a lot of it was focused on that.
The
So a lot
fun
of writing,
stuff.
right? It was kind of fun though. We're a European organization. Mastodon was invented. Of course, it's a global network or a global community of contributors, but it was invented in the EU.
Mm-hmm.
It's an EU organization. Our
Mm-hmm.
servers are hosted in the EU, and we follow European values. But for my part, I was raised in a semi-political family by lawyers,
Oh
and
wow.
for better or worse, it certainly made me argumentative for worse.
Yeah. Well,
um,
I argue that I should get dinner tonight, and here I will lay out 5 facts.
well, exactly right. And I just don't think that curfew time is really going to fly with my client because
Yeah. I mean,
um,
I am not a lawyer. I was a criminal justice major, but like I am trying to teach my kids that kind of negotiation. Not at that level, but
it's
like
important.
they're 5 and 8, and they're like, "Oh, do I have to do 5 more homeworks? What if I do 3?" And I'm like, "How about 4?" Like, okay,
Ooh,
yeah,
very nice. I love that.
yeah,
That's so it was interesting to me to sort of be part of this process and sort of lead these workshops with the team to figure out where we wanted this to go. Because in my mind, having been raised this way and to have this passion for American democracy as it was
mhm,
conceived, not as it is expressed today, but as it was conceived,
yeah.
it was super fun to me. I basically cosplayed the Constitutional Congress, right? So I was like, we the people believing that the internet should be federated.
That's awesome, though.
It was super fun.
That's wow. That
And so then today, well, sorry, I cut you off.
no, no, no. Go ahead.
Today, my day to day is a bit more externally focused and will continue to become more so. A major focus for us is wanting to sort of improve community health and safety in a way. And so I'm not going to share too much of what's coming up because there may or may not be a blog post with more details, but we're really thinking deeply about how we as an organization can help people feel more welcome on the network, help people feel safer on the network, and to celebrate and bring more diverse communities to the network as well.
Yes. No, that's amazing. And I also love, again, it's so weird to say this, but it's not the standard kind of business model where we know it's a BS statement and then it's not backed by anything, right? Like there are humans that are working to make this better. Like Mastodon has come out and said we don't want to be the only one, right? Pixelfed's the same way. Like no, we're not the only one. And I'm absolutely amazed and humbled by, I guess, our focus, right? Mastodon could be wholly focused on how do we monetize this? How do we get ads in there so we can start making money? And I am someone that believes that money has to exist here. We have to pay developers. We have to pay um the server bills have to get paid, right? Um but to know that there's someone out there too just on something like how do we help people get here? That's where I think we're going to win, to be as welcoming as possible. And even Mastodon board is focused on it. And
Absolutely.
and I know there's a lot of animosity towards Mastodon, right? People are afraid of Mastodon becoming like the old guard. Um and I don't even know where I'm going with this, but again, the fact that the Mastodon team has kind of said, no, that's not what we're going for. We don't want that. We can't have that. Not even from a ethical, moral standpoint, but from a financial. We are not Google. We're not trying to be Google. We're not trying to be Facebook. We want everyone to have access to this, and that to me is a huge commitment.
Yeah. It goes back to aligned incentives, honestly. Like we have to be a nonprofit and we want to be a nonprofit
Yeah,
because
me too.
aligning profit with people,
Yeah,
those two things don't really mix, like,
right.
and I'm not going to lie, of course we talk about money because like we exist in a capitalist society, like, that is the world, and we
Yeah,
need money to survive. The server bills need to get paid, and we don't ever want, and we talk about money because we want to grow donations in order to grow our ability to deliver features, in order to grow our we're all human focused, but like the people side of the house, right, community, in order to do more, to be welcoming, to extend that kind of effort. And so like we talk about money because we need money to survive and to grow, but it's not ever about like how do we squeeze every last dollar out of this network, how do we like mine these people's
yeah.
data, literally these people's social lives. Like the most human thing about us is that we are like that people have social relationships, right? Like humans together is one of the most human things. That's such a weird way to say that, but you know what I
No,
mean?
right. But and I always feel so weird saying that too. And it's been every single kind of business opportunity I've seen come up from the Fediverse, like from hosting or my podcast, or Mastodon, like all of it's nonprofit. I'm sure there is someone out there that is not, but again, we all are like, no, we don't want to enrich ourselves. I want to live and I want to support this. And it's very heartening. By the way, you guys can donate the link down below if you want. 100% of proceeds go back into the Fediverse. And and Ben Pate, I don't know if you know Ben Pate. I am transitioning into something. A question here, actually. If you don't know Ben Pate, this is for the audience, but Ben Pate is someone that is working on Emissary, and it is essentially a Fediverse type server that you can then build your application on. He has Bandwagon. Oh my gosh, what else does he have? Bandwagon's a big one, and then he has other things. But you talked about FOSDEM, and at FOSDEM, Ben Pate, I think, said something so easily and so simply that majority of us would agree, but is still so heavy in weight. And all he said was, this is what I'm doing the rest of my life. And I'm gonna guess that, Hannah, how do you feel about that? I'll just ask that instead of saying anything.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Like, I'm here forever. I am too.
I feel the exact same. You know, like I came from I took a, I don't want to talk about money, but I took a significant pay cut to come work at Mastodon because this is truly my passion. And I truly believe that this can help solve so many of society's woes.
Yeah.
And so I firmly believe in this mission, and I'm here for life. And even if I can't do it as my full-time job forever, I'm going to do it in some way or contribute in some way forever. I'm here to stay.
All right. I love that. Yeah, me too. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we move on to the most important part of the episode, which is the quiz?
Oh gosh, I have so many exciting ideas and plans I want to share with everyone, but I can't do it because we have to wait until the blog publishes next week. So my one request is that you stay tuned.
Next week?
Next week. No, I know.
Okay, what if I turned everything? There you go. Everything's off. Go ahead and tell just me. There's certainly not a whole group of people watching this live, and I really promise I won't stick this on Tube Free. So go ahead, tell us all. Oh,
well,
wait.
I guess this will be news to you since you haven't watched, or maybe you saw the chatter when we posted on Mastodon. But one big thing we're going to talk about again is default server recommendations.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So it won't be much of a substantive update next week. But we have been talking about some concerns that folks raised, things like spam, and how we can combat that, since open signups is a requirement of this program. And so we're talking about that. We're also talking about what comes after this. And because we really believe that there doesn't have to be just one way for new people to sign up for Mastodon. And of course, that's true outside of Mastodon's like digital properties, right? For example, Jazz has Start Here Social. And Dan just came up with a new one that I'm blanking on the name right now, but is also a geographically close server recommender.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So like there are plenty of other ways outside of Mastodon, but even within, Mastodon's sphere, we could think of, and none of this is committed. This is just me spitballing ideas.
Everyone write it down. Hold it to her. 100%. All right. Hang on. Hannah promises. Okay, go ahead.
No promises. But what if we had, what if the way you discover or select a server is reactive to where you encounter Mastodon? So like, let's say,
interesting.
You were right. So like if you're signing up on the app, maybe the folks are less willing to tolerate the psychological load, the paradox of choice that comes with server selection, right? So then we have default server recommendations. But what if we know folks are signing up in a different way and they are a little bit more willing to tolerate that, friction, but that word is not doing the work I want it to there. What if we know they're willing to tolerate that paradox of choice? And so we give them a version of Start Here Social that is more like a conversation with a friend to try and figure out, like, what are you into? What do you like? What do you want to have your experience here? And through that conversation, we recommend a server. And there's a lot of technical pre-work. And so this is why I'm really talking out of turn here. But that's the vision. That's where we want to go.
Even just a guideline of, you have to come up with, well, if they press here, that means this versus pressing here. And that means, there's a lot of technical things to jump through.
Yeah, but that's the vision, is right. Like, and that's what I think about a lot with Mastodon. And I just did the tongue clicking. I noticed it. And that's what we talk a lot about on the team, is how can this software, which is for social interaction, social networking, mimic as closely as possible how humans interact in person.
Yeah.
And one way we've done that is through the interstitial that pops up when you try and comment on someone's post and you don't have a mutual follow relationship. Right. So if you comment on a post and there's no mutual follow relationship, a little interstitial comes up that says, hey, you know, you
I
don't
love that.
know this person. Here's their face. Here's like a reminder to choose kindness. And this,
Yeah.
to me, mimics like when you're talking to someone in person, you have to make eye contact with them. You're looking them in the eyes, you're watching them react in the moment. And then this interstitial mimics the breath you have to take before you say something, which is that breath is also a moment of thought and reflection. Is this really what I want to say to this human who's I'm
Yeah.
looking right in their eyes? And so this onboarding method of this conversation to
Mm-hmm.
me also mimics how we interact. Like you don't just say like, oh, hey new friend, I don't know anything about you, but I'm going to like take you to a baseball game, and this person doesn't even like baseball, right? You ask them questions to learn about them and who they are and what they like before you tell them to go somewhere, right? Because you don't.
No, and
So
and that's I think that's important to say because a lot of people are like, I'm just talking to someone, or this is a text, and like it is the internet is a terrible way to communicate, but it is our main way to communicate now. You cannot get voice in text. You can't tell if someone's joking or being sarcastic. You can't like I always tell my wife, she's like, I can't believe this person said this to me. I was like, hang on, you're adding your own inflection to it. Like, have a nice day. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Like, there is a difference there that you can hear. And I think bringing us closer to that is something no one else has tried to do because they don't care. There's no, I just want people. I don't care if they have fun or not. Come to my party. It's $5 a head. And the fact that you guys are even focused on something like that to me again says amazing things. And I'm going to say this. I'm a person of default servers. I know there's been a lot of people that are very concerned about that again because of the old guard, but to get people on it's just easier than saying, "Hey, if you don't want it, you can move." I know that's far more complex. Um, but the fact that you guys are even having these conversations means that, and it's not just you at the end of the day that wins. If your idea works, we're in totally uncharted territory here. We've never had a decentralized network where we're trying to get everybody on the internet on it and we're trying to figure it out. You might fail, but someone else might work. Okay, that works. Let's do it. And we're all doing this together. I love that.
100%.
So, all right. If I can get my, no, where's my, there it is. Aha. Seamless. It was seamless. You see that? That was perfect. If you've gotten this far and you actually like the video still, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share. That's how we grow organically in the Fediverse. Again, I have a donation button or link below. It goes to supporting Tube Free and BT Free, my nonprofit. 100% goes back into the Fediverse. So now for the real reason I asked Hannah here is to give them the opportunity to win a prize of a lifetime. Our prize today is an open source goof certificate. Are you ready for the quiz? Hannah.
Yes. Yes, I'm so ready and I
All
really want
right.
to win.
Favorite movie and why is it Spaceballs?
Air. Spaceballs, the t-shirt. Spaceballs, the coloring book.
Mhm.
Spaceballs, the JT-850 flamethrower.
I was just gonna.
Hannah
Yeah.
loves that one.
Yeah. Love that
Because
movie.
it's freaking hilarious and I can't wait for the sequel.
So, me too. I am cautiously optimistic, but after I saw what they did with Naked Gun, have you seen the new Naked Gun?
Oh,
Oh, I
yeah.
loved it. That's
You
my kind
did?
of humor. I thought it was great. I loved
Ah,
it.
I thought it was just missing something. I didn't know what it was, but there was some like
No.
oomph or maybe like like I don't know. It just didn't get it all the way there for me. So I'm fingers crossed
Oh, I
for
thought it was
Space.
amazing. I thought it was so good. So is Spaceballs your favorite movie though?
It's definitely up there.
Okay. What's your
My
favorite movie?
My favorite, well, Spaceballs is my favorite, probably comedy movie.
Okay, you have good
I had
taste.
it on VHS, and I think
Yes.
I watch that movie these days that today, and I can quote along like every
Me
single line
too.
of that
I
movie.
I think
Yeah.
I've lost some of it, but I used to be able to quote the entire movie. The best part, and you say VHS because that's the only way to have it because in the future the movie's already released.
Right. Yeah.
I love it.
When
I
will
love it.
then be now?
Soon. How
Soon.
soon? Sir, what? We've identified the location. Where? It's the moon of Vega. Good work, Corporal. Set arrive. Oh, I messed it up. Anyway, I will keep going. All right.
I hate bounce.
That's Tuvok. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Star Trek Voyager. If you've ever watched Star Trek Voyager, Tuvok, that's the same actor.
No way.
We ain't found shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god,
It
it is.
is. He's
That's amazing.
amazing.
Thank you for that beautiful fact.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
All right.
so
Yeah, good answer. I love great answer.
Moulin Rouge is my favorite, like popcorn cinema, just like feel
Okay.
good,
I've never seen it.
cry into my pillow. Moulin Rouge, it's like about a play within
Oh
a
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, it's a
And
musical.
exactly uses
Yeah.
a bunch of pop songs, so they've sort of incorporated into the story. It's set in Paris. I have a lifelong love affair with all things French, thanks to my mother. In fact, this jacket is a French sanitation worker's outfit that has been refashioned into a jacket. So I love France. Moulin Rouge is set in Paris, Montmartre during the Bohemian Revolution. So I love that. And then my favorite, cinema art film is Apocalypse Now.
Never seen that one either.
Really good. Hard watch in some ways,
Yeah.
but just fantastic story, incredibly well acted, just masterful performances. And also as a history buff, it's I think a very realistic look at what the Vietnam War was like.
Yep. And that right there is why I don't know if I could ever watch a movie.
Yeah.
I internalize a lot of stuff. So like when I'm sure maybe you don't remember. I don't know how old you were, but like when Titanic came out, an amazing movie, and I had such a emotionally hard time with that because it's based in real life. This shit happened.
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
Wait, that was just one?
That was just one. We'll get there eventually.
Shorter
Answer. Since your mascot is the elephant, axolotl, lemur, or narwhal?
Wow. The unicorns of the sea, or like the cutest, cuddly tree raccoons in the world, or sweetest alien. Are they? I guess they're amphibians, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't even. My kid loves axolotls. That's why I always ask about that. They're adorable and they're so weird.
Cute little frills. I love it. I actually have a lemur plushie downstairs, so I'm gonna go with. And I've been to. I've had a lemur on my shoulder. I went to a lemur. We have one here
in Durham.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been there. My kid, it was a really crappy day out, let me tell you. So we missed out on a lot. We got to go again. But the Lemur Center, it's what is it? University of North Carolina, 100% donation based. If you love lemurs, they help rescue and resuscitate lemurs. But yeah.
There's one. So I grew up actually in the San Francisco Bay Area. And there's also a lemur rescue center there. And so that's nice. The one I had been to. I've had one on my shoulder. I used to have a little lemur purse that I bought at that rescue center and would carry around when I was a kid. So for the sentimentality, lemurs.
Okay. I love that. That's a great answer. Next question. New York, Chicago, or North Carolina?
Wow.
I had California in there literally moments ago, and then you mentioned that you had been in Chicago, so I threw that in. I don't know why, a city versus two states, but
Well, I know this isn't a good answer, but like, D of the above. Can I do that?
No.
Christ.
Yes, you could
Criminy.
absolutely. Yes, you could. I don't. Did you not look over the rules of this quiz before we? This is very real, very serious quiz. Did you?
Oh no.
My
See,
lawyers will contact your
the
lawyers.
type A like student in me is like, I didn't study
Yes.
for this. I'm gonna
This I've had
fail.
so many people tell me like this is awful. Like this is so hard for them. I'm like, it's just for fun. They're like, yeah, but you don't understand. I can't take it's a quiz. I can't take that as fun. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Right. Well, okay, so like let me say this. Chicago, everything about it except for the winter as a California girl by birth and raising by birth and nurture. I do not like the cold.
Yeah.
So that New York, but I like peace and quiet. And to walk among trees. So great to visit. And then North Carolina, I've just moved here actually like right around when I started at Mastodon. And I absolutely love it here. I live really close to a lake so that I can go walk around the lake anytime. There are tons, there's comic book stores here. So I can get a lot of the stuff I like. The only thing I'm missing is more theater. I wish there were a few more playhouses so I could go see musicals and living in New York, like you can go to see a show every single night of the year and not repeat.
I mean,
So I do.
we're only what, 4 or 5 hours away from the Kennedy Center. Oh wait, sorry, that's closed down for 2 years.
I think it's called the Donald Trump Center now,
No. I'm pretty sure in my brain it will always be the Kennedy Center.
as it should be.
All right, next question. What does an alternate universe Hannah do?
Oh man. Well, the obvious answer is acting, but I don't think it's really that. I think an alternate universe, Hannah, if the alternate universe is like basically the same as ours, but I do something different, would be I would love to be a librarian. Um, I don't know if you noticed.
I couldn't have. Yeah, I couldn't have guessed.
Right. I love books so much. I love reading so much. It's like whole worlds to discover within their pages and just to
Yeah.
be around them. And then also, uh, there's a trend. Okay, it's for research purposes, but I do still go onto proprietary walled garden social media occasionally because I need to, know thine enemy.
You heard it first here, folks.
I know. But so there's also like it seems like so much fun. There's a trend on Instagram, like librarians are making lots of reels and they're hilarious.
Oh,
And
that's
so it
so
just
good.
seems like it would be really fun to work in a library with
No,
other book people too.
but and I think that's actually I know I was making a joke about being on proprietary, but I recently somewhat helped someone come over from Twitch, and when they came over, they're still on it, but they're doing Owncast as well, and they're like, well, where is this tool? Where is this tool? How do I do this? And by doing that, we found we have a lot of gaps. And people are like, yeah, I'm going to jump into that. I'm going to work on a bot that will do this for you. Or I'm going to work on, we have LaFractal in chat that has the emoji wall. Like, we need to know those tools that people expect. I agree with that. Yeah.
It's a know thine enemy and also
Yeah.
know the conversation that's happening over there. I go on Reddit a lot too. And one of the subreddits I'm in the most is like our dead internet theory. And I find these incredibly validating to what we are doing. And also, sometimes I'm in there even saying like, hey, if you're having this experience here, you should come check out the other place,
Dude,
come to the good side. And so I'm actually out there and on these platforms in part to shill for the Fediverse.
I am one of those. I am that guy in the room that's like, have you heard about this? To the point where I don't know if I have an end. I went to an adult website's Discord and I was like, guys, this layout looks really great. Have you thought about activity puff? And no one has said anything yet, but like, I'll stay there. I'll stick around and ask. Like, I don't care.
But that's kind of what we have to do if we
We
want
have
this place
to.
to grow. And you know, I'm not growth for growth's sakes, but growth for growth's sake by any means. But I do want more people to come
Yeah.
and have benefits.
Let them know there's an option. That's my job. If they decide to do it, great. If they ask me to stop, I will. I'm not going to be overly bearing because, and to everyone out there that constantly tries to talk it and push it, as someone that's been on Linux for 20 years now, trying to just convince someone that it's better won't help.
Yeah.
It won't. It won't make it better. You give them the option, you let them decide whether they want, and if not, be there, be kind, be open if and when they decide to. That's a big thing. I reached out to an alternate universe, Hannah. I have an alternate universe phone. This week it looks like a Ricola cough drop. I don't know why it takes the shapes it does, but it does. And she said she works for Mastodon. So I asked her what she does, and she says she resolves elephant in the room conflicts. Whenever an elephant finds its way into a boardroom, she removes them. I don't know how much pull she has for that, but that's her job, so apparently must be pretty often. Next question.
Elephant wrangler. I'm adding that to my description.
How cool would it be to ride an elephant, though? Like,
awesome.
Next question is yellow, blue, or purple?
Purple, 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 all day, every day.
So you were saying yellow?
No, no.
Why purple over yellow or blue? And so emphatically.
Why do I love purple so much? I don't know, but I really do love it. I mean, the obvious reason is it was my like university's color and it's Mastodon's color. So there's those connections, but really I've just always loved, and it's not just purple, it's lavender. That shade of lavender.
Okay.
Like I associate the color purple also with the smell of lavender, which is my favorite smell. So I don't know. I think it's so pretty.
Okay. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
All right. And as usual, the last question will be sent to Hannah telepathically. Please open up your lines to be able to accept my question. Take your time. It's always very complex. And I'll get your answer when you're ready. You ready? Here it comes. There's your question. I know it was overwhelming. Telepathy has a very high bandwidth and low latency. So take your time whenever you're ready.
Be excellent to each other.
Nice. I love it. I think it was wow. That was a great answer to that question. I don't think a follow-up is needed. That's obviously the right answer to that question.
I hope so. It came through a little garbled, but I did my best.
It's the walls in the apartment. So many people around you. Yeah. Congratulations. You got every answer either correct or incorrect. Good job. Unfortunately. Oh, wait. No, not unfortunately.
Is this it? Is this my certificate?
No. Yeah, your certificate's right here.
Thank you.
I got it right here. I'll go ahead and I'll sign it for you even. There you go. That's 100% my handwriting. So I'll make sure to give it to you on the 28th. When I see you in downtown Raleigh at Sir Walter Coffee for the Fediverse meetup and see what we could do. Hannah, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for giving your time, your energy, your passion, your experience to the Fediverse. I hope you don't take offense to this, but it's not Mastodon. It is Mastodon, but it's the whole thing. So thank you very much for all of it. I think we all can learn and grow together, and I think this is the only way forward. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you everyone for listening. I'm Hobbles at hackyderm.io if you want to reach out. Look forward to hearing from you. And
Did someone tell you that anyone listens to this other than me? I don't know if that's true.
Well, Tom earlier.
But yeah, go follow Hannah, go follow what Mastodon's doing. All kinds of different people. They were just at FOSDEM. If you guys don't know FOSDEM, it is free and open source developers something
European meeting.
European meeting, thank you. And there's a lot of amazing work that's being done. It's moving forward. We're seeing the problems, the cracks in the system, and people are just like, I'm just gonna work on it. If it works, great. Not, so on and so forth. But thank you. That's all we have. Sorry, sir. Sorry, ma'am.
Let's go build it together.
Yeah, let's build it together. Absolutely. Thank you so much. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for Scott Jensen. Same time, same place. Catch you later. Everyone have a good day. Bye.